Sister K coming at you with another hit single. Let's go! Let me tell you about the church and its history. It's important because it helps us see the lenses which people use to look in. Let's get started with the Protestant Reformation.
Christians in Europe were Roman Catholic for sure. They were the dominant religion, and this caused a stir. The church wasn't like Beyonce, it didn't have no halo. The church was corrupt, but they didn't want to say so. The Renaissance focused on humanism and art.
Popes want to beautify Roman churches for the most part. They sold indulgences to get money for this project. Martin Luther is the one who's known to object. His beliefs and teachings were the start of Lutheranism. This ends up becoming a new religion. There was a movement in the 16th century called the Protestant Reformation that caused the church to fall back a little in the progress it made overall. It's alright now, the church got back on its feet, but you'll hear all about it in this sick beat.
This sick beat. This sick beat. This sick beat. The Protestant Reformation.
Martin Luther had ideas and this attracted people. They believed the church was corrupt and maybe even evil. Luther didn't want to split, he just wanted to talk. The church said recant in 60 days or he should walk away from the church and never come back.
He went into hiding and started his pack. He put 95 theses on a church for people to see. He wanted to discuss the way things were and how they should be. Martin Luther believed we are saved through our faith alone. The church heard this and just said no. We need good works and faith to earn our salvation.
This led for the two to have a serious conversation. He believed sacraments were not necessary in order to get to heaven. At the Council of Trent, the church verified there are 7. Popes and bishops at the time were acting like royalty. This caused people to feel disloyalty.
There was a movement in the 16th century called the Protestant Reformation that caused the church to fall back a little in the progress it made overall. It's alright now, the church got back on its feet, but you're hearing all about it in this sick beat.
This sick beat. This sick beat. This sick beat. The Protestant Reformation.
People didn't have much of a voice. They could live or die based on their choice. They had to pick between Catholic or Protestant. This caused the church leaders to feel discontent. Western Christendom broke into 2, 3, 4
until an uncountable number of denominations formed. People made new religions based on their scripture. These religions created a various mixture. Protestant religions didn't have a general leader like the Pope.
They don't like this practice, but Catholics think it's dope. There are many differences between Catholics and other denominations. They agree on many teachings, which promotes good relations.
There was a movement in the 16th century called the Protestant Reformation that caused the church to fall back a little in the progress it made overall. It's alright now, the church got back on its feet, but you're hearing all about it in this sick beat.
This sick beat. The Protestant Reformation. This sick beat. This sick
We can assume God was mad with the church and some people, just like he was when the world was evil. We mentioned this in our God and Noah rap. If you want to watch it, scroll down and give the link a tap.
The spread of Protestantism caused the Counter-Reformation. During this time, John Calvin promoted early education education. He also believed there was no real presence in the Eucharist. The church decided that this was ludicrous. The Council of Trent cleared up some issues, definitely.
Like how the Catholic priest should practice celibacy. They also talked about the sacrament of matrimony, how you need a priest and 2 witnesses at the ceremony. It all ended up okay, and the church got its mind right.
Thank you all for listening and have a good night.
There was a movement in the 16th century called the Protestant Reformation that caused the church to fall back a little in the progress it made overall. It's alright now, the church got back on its feet, but you heard all about it in this sick beat.
This sick beat. You heard about it. The Protestant Reformation and this sick beat.
Protestant Reformation, Protestant Reformation, Protestant Reformation.
You heard about it, and we are out.